we're going to show you a circumscribed circle about a triangle. All right, and what that means is we're going to draw a circle that goes through the 3 points of the triangle. All right, so the way you set this up is by basically cutting both sides in half, making the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so we're going to use these 2 points, and we're going to open up the compass so that it's more than halfway. I'm going to go like that, and then switch to the other end point. Okay, and then we got this, and then I'm just going to connect these 2 points. I'm going to connect this point and that point to be able to get it. All right, you might be able to get a little closer, Joey. Thank you. So here we go. I'm drawing that line. Like we said, it went through that point and that point. So now we got one of our perpendicular bisectors. So I cut this side in half, right? Now all I got to do is cut another side in half. It doesn't matter. It could be this side or it could be that side. All right? I'm going to cut this one in half. It's a little smaller. So I put the center of my compass here. Make sure it's open more than halfway. Make that little crescent mark, and I'm going to move this to this point over here. All right, don't forget the rules that I taught you guys about using a compass is that you don't want to attack the paper. You don't want to hold the compass like this. You want to hold it at an angle. Make sure you're holding it low because you don't want your knuckles to hit this part of the compass either. All right? And spin the paper. Kind of DJ the paper is the way I say it, all right, to make sure that you're not fighting the paper and your hand doesn't do too much motion. Keep your hand still and just move the paper, all right? It works a little better. So now I'm going to connect that point with that point. All right, don't worry. I'm going to do this a couple times till you guys kind of get the hang of it. All right? And so now the point where those 2 lines cross, all right, after I cut both those sides in half with these perpendicular bisectors, this point is going to be the center of our circle. And here we go. And I'm going to tell you guys some vocabulary words afterwards to make this a little easier to talk about. We need some names to call things, all right? I came pretty close. All right, this compass isn't the best compass in the world. It's a little plastic one, all right? You can see I went through that point and that point, but not this one over here, all right? If I had a metal one, I definitely would have got that. This point is not so pointy, all right? So what we call this circle is called the circumcircle. And this point right here, this point is called the circumcenter, all right? So we have to find the circumcenter, and then we have to draw what we call the circumcircle, all right? And so that's what happens. So we're going to draw another one. We're going to do another example. I'm just going to make another triangle down here. I'm going to do it again. Hopefully this time it works out a little prettier. And I don't think anybody sees one of those metal compasses, the other compasses laying around the room anywhere. You guys see it? I had a compass in here. No, yeah, the only other one I could find is broke. So here we go. All right, I'm going to cut this side in half, right? All right, and you see what happens when you didn't go far enough. I'm going to have to set that up again and extend that arc. I have to extend this arc a little bit so that it does intersect. So now that I got these 2 points where it intersects, I got this point up here and this point right here, yeah? I'm going to connect those 2 points and cut the line in half, all right? So like we said, all you got to do this to find the circumcenter is cut one side in half, cut another side in half. So we did one, we just got one more side left and we're done with this part. All right? Let's make that a little bigger in case we do that again. Okay, and see I slipped a little bit. There we go. So now I move this over here to this point. And there we go. Now I'm going to connect these 2 points where the arcs are crossing. And we get this line right here. And so now these 2 points connect right there. And so that point is called the circumcenter. And it's the center of our circumcircle, which will be circumscribed about the triangle. So now I'm going to put the center of my compass at the circumcenter. And then we're going to make sure I got to line it up so that it does go through that point. And that's the thing, is if it goes through one of these points, as long as I got the right center, it should go through all the points of the triangle. So we got that one right there, and hopefully, oh, I missed it just barely, all right? Again, that's because of my instruments, right? So I'd recommend you go get a nice metal compass, right? Because these plastic ones, they slip a little bit. They don't grip the paper the same, right? But that's the way you do it in general, all right? In theory, that's the way it's going to work, all right? Let's see me do it one more time. I'm going to go a little faster. All right, so like I said, cut 2 sides in half. So I'm starting at the end points of the triangle. All right, so there we go. I got 2 points. I got this point right here, this point over here that I'm going to connect. And I'm going to cut this side in half, all right? Notice I'm using the end points to the side. Those are the points you got to use. So I'm going to use this end point over here now. All right, there we go. And if you need to see the construction of the perpendicular bisector, you could go back to my channel and you can watch that one too. If it feels like I'm going a little fast for you, go watch that other video and it breaks down how to do this construction a lot slower. So here we go. That's the center of our circle. So I set my compass up there, right? Like I said, the two straight lines cross right here. All right, the two lines that are bisecting our sides are right there crossing. So that's going to be my circumcenter. And I'm going to set up my compass so that it goes straight through that point, which takes a little trial and error. I don't know if Joey could get a little closer. You see this? See the first one? It was off a little bit. It's not going through there, so you got to keep. Is it going through? Not yet. Is it going through now? That's pretty close. All right. So that's about as close as we're going to get. So I'm going to try to finish my circle. Okay. For once, I actually did it this time. All right. So it's going through all the points it needs to go through. All right. So I'll go ahead and stop it right there. All right. Good work, guys. Good luck practicing.